This is Quick Set, powered by Smart 5G. I am Danny Nakpil, bringing you the stories from the sidelines, and we'll be reporting alongside Jong Panerio and Lois Santamaria. Welcome to the semifinals quadruple header of the Shakey's GVIL Rising Stars Cup 2026. Let's take a look at our game lineup for today. For our first game under Division 2, newcomers University of Batangas, who defeated defending champions Domus Scola, will face CDO-based Corpus Christi School. At para sa ating game number 2 under Division 1, it is a repeat of the UAAP Girls Volleyball Season 88 semifinals between the National University Nazareth School Team A and the University of Santo Tomas. At para sa pangatlong laro, it's another Division 2 showdown between Bacolod Taitong Team B and NU Nazareth School Team B. And of course, for our last match of the day under Division 1, we have Bacolod Taitong Team A and FEU Diliman. You can catch the Shakey Super League GVIL Rising Stars Cup live and free on pusop.com. Join the community now. You can also watch on Shakey Super League Facebook page and on TV at Solar Sports. Catch the updates on the other games on the SSL social media pages. Both teams are fighting to make a name here, and let's see which one will prevail. Once again, this is Quick Set, powered by Smart 5G.
Champions in the Division 2 of our Shakey's Girls Volleyball Invitation League, Domoscola International School. Champions para sa ating Rising Stars Cup. It's gonna be National University Nazareth School.
We will achieve power in the play. Better every day. Breaking all the limits down. Next year we crown. Energy surge and the moment is ours. Chasing the glory, we're reaching the stars. One team, one voice, the victory song. Shakey Super League, we all belong.
University of Batangas and Corpus Christi separated themselves from the rest of the pack and are one step closer going into the finals. Both schools are trying to make history of claiming a championship here in Division 2 of Shakey's Girls Volleyball Invitational Rising Star Cup 2026. This is the semifinals match. Game 1 here, University of Batangas again going against Corpus Christi School. It is a fair Thursday morning to all of our volleyball fans. My name is Jong Panerio, and of course, I have here with me Loy Santa Maria. Loy, what a debut for both schools. I mean, they have a chance to make history, a newcomer and becoming a champions.
Definitely. So we have two different identities in this match, but I think what we have here is composure versus aggressiveness that both of these teams hold. And right now, it's amazing. What I love about two of these teams is that how they made their first appearance in this season, but still managed to create a different story in this matchup.
Well, definitely. Well, the journey of going into the semifinals was not an easy job for both schools, for University of Batangas and Corpus Christi. With how competitive the tournament and competition this year, the journey to be here is never an easy job, Doy.
Definitely. Well, what we have here, UB again defeated itong Domoscola in yesterday's match. Well, it was very surprising how every game and performance that UB have performed was very smooth sailing. Their energy was right, and we saw how they really enjoyed the game. Something that was a total opposite of the Domoscola, who was last season's champion. And right now, again, creating a different story. We'll see new faces right now, especially in the championship game.
Well, thank you, Loy. And you've mentioned University of Batangas defeated Domoscola, our defending champions, which means we are on a search right now of looking for new champions. As we can see, that is 25-19, 25-16, an easy and impressive job dito for our newcomer University of Batangas. But I think this win will not be possible in the quarterfinals, of course, without this player, Gabrinao, on your screen, really playing very good, especially on the quarterfinals match. And our player in focus is presented by pusop.com. Join now for free.
Of course, what we have here is Andreme Gabrina, who have contributed 7 points, and it's built on 6 attacks and 1 ace. And of course, we'd like to commend how she was able to execute those points because of also the player of the game in yesterday's match, which is 4-2, the one who orchestrated and the playmaker of their team.
Exactly. And meanwhile, let's see now the journey. Let's backtrack on what happened with Corpus Christi in their quarterfinals. Again, both schools, both newcomers here really playing so impressive and really did not disappoint all of the volleyball fans. Tignan natin laban nila, Loy, on how they've made it, on how they come victorious contra St. Jude.
Well, as you can see here, I think there's just a lot of confidence na nakikerry nitong CCS, Christi Corpus School. Well, what they did there, as you can see, 25-19, 25-16, just pure dominance. I think one of the edge that they have is because wala silang scouting, especially their first appearance again in this season, and something that just they really enjoyed, just built on that confidence. Again, before also coming into this season, naging maganda yung mga records nila also from the other leagues. Something that they really carried in this match.
Well, good point. I think that is also something that Corpus Christi could also bank on, especially right now that they are going to a very, very good team, especially on their defense, which is really pretty obvious in their eliminations. But right now, I think if there is one player who will be a perfect matchup dito kay Gabrinao, Loy, it will be Althea.
Well, definitely. Well, apart from what we know, Ibabakol, meron siyang naging katulong, and this is Althea Denise Cole, who have already computed 7 points and purely built on the powerful attacks na pinaulanan niya from their previous match.
And I think here right now, this is a very, very important match. So let's see who will come out victorious here in the semifinals. University of Batangas, again, going against Corpus Christi School.
Mga katropa, may mga biyayang darating. Ikaw, hindi ka makapili ng platform, pero mahahanap mo naman ang For You. Iba-ibang saya, iba-ibang biyaya. Ikaw, meron ding For You po.
worry. Be only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi nabitin with 10 gig data plus only Facebook or TikTok and more. Load now.
Hindi aabot ang data. Nice!
Don't worry. Be only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi nabitin with 10 gig data plus only Facebook or TikTok and more. Load now.
Lapit mga katropa, may mga biyayang darating. Ikaw, hindi ka makapili ng platform, pero mahahanap mo naman ang For You. Iba-ibang saya, iba-ibang biyaya. Ikaw, meron ding For You po.
Next gen heroes, remember the name. Rise, ignite, shine brighter than the lights. Jump, unite, night shine brighter than the light. Jump, unite, every heart is taking flight. Shakey Super League, dream, big believe. Shakey Super League, we will achieve. Power in the flame, better every day. Breaking all the limits down. Next year then we crown. We Step on the court, the fire's alive. Dreams in our hands, the future will rise. Every serve, every spike, hear the crowd ignite. Together we shine, together we fight. Stronger, faster, higher we go. Feel the passion, let it show. With every jump, the sky we claim. Next gen heroes, remember the name.
Presenting our game officials for match number 67. First referee, Mr. Lawrence Sunida. Second referee, Mr. Jason Altarejos. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to LaSalle Green Hills Gymnasium. This is the 2026 Shakey Super League Girls Volleyball Invitational League Rising Stars Cup. This is our first semifinals match in the second division between the University of Batangas and their challengers across the net, the Corpus Christi School.
Let it show. With every step we chase the flame. Next gen legends we stake our claim. Rise, ignite, shine brighter than the lights. Jump, unite, every heart is taking flight. Shakey Super League, dream, big believe. Shakey Super League, we will achieve. Power in the play, better every day. Breaking all the limits down. Next gen we crown. We crown. Clap to the beat, feel the roar. Strong.
Let us now meet the starters for both teams. First for the Lady Brahmans. Starting with middle blocker number 3, Anden Caprinao. Opposite hitter number 6, Bea Butardo. Middle blocker number 10, Ska Escalante. Outside hitter number 13, Lara Recinto. Setter number 16, Chloe Fortu. Outside hitter number 18, Villa de Sagun. And their starting libero, team captain, Zoe Oliva. And the head coach of the Lady Brahmans is Mr. Cesar Logroño Jr. Now let's meet the starters of the Lady Knights. Starting with their team captain, middle blocker number 5, Leia de la Cruz. Outside hitter number 1, Althea Cole. Another outside hitter number 7, Alexa Di Matao. Opposite hitter number 10, Bugay Babacol. Middle blocker number 14, Sara Rhea Lubit. Setter number 15, Aishel Simbulan. And their starting libero number 13, Rizy Leder. And the head coach of the Lady Knights is Mr. Alexander Adeva. It's the Lady Brahmans versus the Lady Knights. This is the 2026 Shakey Super League Girls Volleyball Invitational League.
And of course, here for Corpus Christi, you have familiar faces, usual suspect reason for Corpus Christi to be in the semifinals. You have Simbulan, of course, De La Cruz. We have Di Matao. doing the offense here for Corpus Christi. And meanwhile here for University of Batangas, again, same reasons kung bakit nandito sila na semifinals. 4-2, orchestrating the offense here for University of Batangas, Escalante, Racento, Disagon, the main gunners dito for University of Batangas. Meanwhile, of course, you have Olivia doing the defense and coverage here for University of Batangas. This is the semifinals match between University of Batangas in Corpus Christi School.
Well, for both of these teams, there are no more second chances. If they have been polishing, dapat the time is now. And they be able to showcase kung ano yung mga pinapractice nila, of course, coming off from the fresh match from yesterday.
And this set is brought to you by Shakey Super Delivery. Order your favorite thin crust pizza and chicken in Mojo's now.
Tucker, that's a point for the Lady Brahmans.
And of course, you know what, Loy, both teams have fair share so far of wins and loss records dito. And I think what make this match really very interesting more than the matchup of Cole and Gabrinao is the unsung hero for both squads, which is their setter. Amazing performance, Loy, for their setter. You have Simbulan, you have Forto doing the offense, orchestrating the offense.
I definitely agree to that. We've seen, especially covering the game of the Lady Brahmans yesterday, we really saw the decision making of their playmaker, and it's also 4-2.
Oh, yeah.
Right now, we have a good offense. It started with Simbulan on the side of CCS.
And right now, I feel as if that since these two squads are fairly matched, they are totally equal. I think what would matters really most here in this match, Loy, is the team. More than the team who wants it badly, is the team who will enjoy this match, especially the win at stake here is a ticket going to the finals tomorrow.
Definitely. And I would say that in this match, paunahan talaga ito ng momentum. They can maintain strong receptions and also maximize itong transition points. Then maybe the other team can have an edge, especially in this match. And of course, we have to be reminded the best of 5 na itong sets na to. And so there'll be more opportunities for both squads. And of course, higher unpredictability kasi more chances for each set.
Yeah. And right now, this is a very good start dito for Corpus Christi. Activating immediately, of course, their middle blocker. Let's take a look one more time on that solid block.
You can see a good read there from Rhea Lubit.
And also, you know, I mean, the squads here in Division 2, especially here for our first semifinals match, they can actually make history. Imagine, you're a first timer here, newcomer, and GVIL, in Shakey's GVIL, and then, of course, we're in the search for looking for a new champions. I mean, what a history, especially if yung magiging champions natin is mga galing either here for University of Batangas or Corpus Christi.
No, definitely agree to that. Well, it's really amazing how they were able to immediately separate from the pack. And now, again, competing here in the semis.
But meanwhile here, let's see which play will come out successful. Meanwhile, that is a solid block again here for Corpus Christi, forcing University of Batangas for a free ball, but turned into a point.
And that's courtesy of Desagon.
Yeah.
So you can see just very smart move there with the off-speed attack.
And you see, as early as now, I feel and I see that both squads, they're quite really very tentative pa on their movements. Well, this is the first time. It is not every day that Corpus Christi is facing University of Batangas. They're playing differently on their respective league. So that's also what makes this match really very interesting because they have not met yet so far.
Yes, and you can really see from their previous match that they started off strong and aggressive, but right now medyo parang I would say play safe, medyo less aggressive for both squads right now.
And the net defense here, a block point for Bacol. From the pipe, good coverage. And again, an easy over, easy ball here so far. But that time, University of Batangas scoring a point there.
That's courtesy of Desagon. kanina medyo mga off-speed yung mga nagiging
Oo.
atake niya. But right now, there's a right timing to put in the power dun sa attack.
And what I like about that approach and about that point, Lo, is that she's unbothered. Despite well-timing blockers natin, she still managed to score off the block.
Good presence of mind there.
Well, free ball, this is an opportunity dito for University of Batangas one more time. Pinalik agad ng bola, but this will be an easy one for Corpus Christi. Let's see what will be the play. Reverse set, delayed by the net. One more time. Again, the blocking, the net defense of Corpus Christi really works.
So right now, kanina, we have from Rhea Lubit blockings, pero net isang pangalan naman to stood up on the side of CCS guarding that net.
Well, this time it is quite low contact on that serve.
Well, early on in this set, marami-rami yung exchanges of errors for both squads. Right now, tense pa sila coming to the semis.
But this time, let's see. But in all fairness as well dito for both squads, they pretty have a very good confidence. But meanwhile, here for reception ng Corpus Christi, there is something that they need to work out.
Yeah. And you can see yung mga over-receptions.
And this serve is the serve of the game is brought to you by Shakey's. Order your favorite thin crust pizza and chicken in Mojos now.
I think itong Lady Brahman still carries kasi kahapon in the previous match, ang dami lang service aces.
Oh, yes.
So right now, pinapakita nila in this match. But unfortunately, another error was committed on the side of CCS.
Of course, Corpus Christi, a timeout. Let's listen in.
Taas na ang kamot. Taas na ang kamot. Oh. Analyze na giba. Kaya diyan tanan gaagi sa middle ang bula. Ha? Pag musibog dali isulod lang, ana lang. Dili kay mo ana ka. Pag ano mo diyan mo ng bula. Analyze palihog, ha? Kaya diyan gaagi sa inyo ang bula. Focus day. Paspas kay mong tail, dili ka kalimaw mo liyok. Kato ganino, gani si pwede na nimo to ihansak. Focus ta, ha? Layo pa kay ni. Okay? Dili ta magdali, okay? Go, go, go. 1, 2, 3.
And that huddle was powered by Smart 5G.
Well, we've heard Coach talking about the proper placement ng kamay and also yung angle. But also, he was also very specific with simbolan na medyo minamadali niya nga daw yung bola. Something that they need to work on right now. And of course, meron din namang adjustments na pwedeng gawin, especially with the crucial positions.
But one important thing here, Loy, is that they translate whatever instruction the coach instructed them during the timeout, but good response there after the timeout.
And that's something that all coaches wanted to see sa kanilang mga
Oh, yeah.
players.
And I think here for Corpus Christi, that is not exactly the play that their coach wanted, that 1-2 play, but well, a point is still a point, and definitely they're gonna take that point.
Exactly. Well, a good decision there from Simbola.
Oh! Well, meanwhile, a very good advantage dito coming from University of Batangas.
Now, Gabri, now. You can see the involvement in the middle para dito sa Lady Brahmans. And of course, again, you've been saying this repetitively that yung pag-activate na middle showcase and shows the good receptions and passes that each team has.
Exactly. And, you know, we are so used of the flashing, the fancy attacks of the middles. But again, that will not be possible. You've mentioned nga, it will not be possible without a very good first ball, of course, first of our libero and the very good sets ng ating mga setter. That's why earlier I've mentioned that our setter here are the unsung hero of both squads. So let's see if that greatness will continue here in this match.
It's really a challenge for UB to have etong si Rhea Lubit
Oh, yeah.
sa front line, itong CCS. Really see how she really guarded that net.
And Lloyd, look at that. I mean, look at that. If you saw on the replay, 4-2. I mean, this is the first time so far that Porto actually went on a combination play and it is successful dito for University of Batangas, just like that serve.
Of course, itong si Porto, one of the stable servers on the side of the Lady Brahmans.
Oh.
Really on showcasing itong kanyang skills on the first line of offense.
And let's see now. And also, Loy, if you notice, Forto really very composed. I mean, it's really very important no, as a setter. Meanwhile, University of Batangas dito, pulling up a point again here.
That's courtesy of Botardo. Good anticipation there. It's amazing how also Forto can make things easier for her squad. Especially, mas less yung effort na exert with good service. And because of the service na meron kong si Forto, Botardo, they took advantage of the overpass na
Yes.
nanggaling dito kay Ibabakol.
And you know what, Lloyd? This is not, this is so uncharacteristic of Corpus Christi. We know how Corpus Christi have an amazing run during the elimination. But meanwhile, let's hear for an amazing story dito. Let's hear from Danny Nakpil. Danny.
Word ang Corpus Christi. At unang beses makarating sa semis, hindi kumpiyansa ang team na ito. According to Coach Alex, they went straight to practice kahapon to make adjustments for their game today. And they have been training at the gym of the College of St. Benilde under the close guidance of Coach Jerry, who also has eyes on some of their players. Coach Alex added that it makes a positive impact on his girls to see their idols from CSB, and it serves as an inspiration to them. Buo ang loob ng mga batang ito, and we are to see that as they fight to bounce back in this set. Jong and Lois?
Thank you for that, Danny. And you know what I like about that story, Lo, is that they are being even mentored by, of course, Coach Jerry E and training in CSB gym. And well, let's see now. I mean, they will not train that hard for nothing, and let's see if that will materialize dito in this match with University of Batangas.
Right now, another middle attack was activated. That's courtesy of Escalante.
But meanwhile, another timeout here for Corpus Christi.
Down, forward na lang daan. Kaya pwede man ta maka-overhead, di ba? O, tabangi, what I receive. Oh. 8-17, puro na nila serbisyo. Wala na palo. Kanang score. Focus lang ganita, adjust ta. Tagailag na yung receive para makapalo tagin sakto. Taas tagi palua, taas. Go, 1, 2, 3.
That huddle was powered by Smart 5G.
Itong si Coach reminding the receivers. Pwede nga naman kasi talagang overhead pass if hindi kaya, especially with the distance, the speed ng ball. Also, na-mention din ni Coach yung help and assistance kung paano matutulungan yung each player to cover, especially kung hindi na kaya yung coverage inside the court.
Yes. And I know you feel it, but this is not the Corpus Christi that we saw during the eliminations. I mean, they have a very good record in the elimination. So, what do you think? What changes? I mean, there shouldn't be any change. But meanwhile, let's hear an amazing story again here from Danny Nakpil. Danny.
Now, middle blocker and then Gabrina was an unstoppable force in the straight sets win of the University of Batangas yesterday against defending champions Domuscola. Pero kahit pa malaki ang individual contribution sa scoreboard ng senior na ito, her main goal in GVIL is to expose their younger players. Pinapalakas ko po yung loob nila, lalo na pag nagkaka-error. Nangingibabaw nga ang excitement kesa sa kaba para kay Andeng sa laban na ito, lalo na. At di daw nila in-expect makaabot sa semis. Kaya di nila sasayangin ang pagkakataon na to. Sabi pa nga niya, focus lang at lakas ng loob dahil lang meron sila ay tapang Batanggenyan, Jong and Lois.
I like that. You know, I like hearing stories, Loy, especially about seniors who are actually like passing the torch and encouraging and paving the way. Exactly the term, paving the way for the younger players to have an exposure like this. And I think Gabri now is in a perfect position to do that to her junior squads.
Exactly. You can really see her contributions right now, whether it's in the front line, also in the service line. Another attack. Also influenced with the performance of Gabrina right now.
And this is a total dominance here for University of Batangas. And I think here for Gabrina, the goal is really very clear, though. I mean, more than anything, more than the championships, I think what Gabrina can leave a longer legacy is, first, I think she already did, bringing her team as a newcomer here in Shakey, is bringing her team in the semifinal. Is already a legacy here for University of Batangas.
Well, definitely. But right now, few more points. We can already
Oh,
close
yeah.
out this set.
And again, it continues dito Loy for University of Batangas.
And that's courtesy of Calomos.
Mm. And I think everything working really fine dito for University of Batangas.
Good angle there.
Another, well, right now, Lloyd, for University of Batangas, they're gonna carry this momentum sa second set. But for Corpus Christi, what do you think is the main thing that they need to do that they can bring into the second set?
Well, right now, if they can remain composed and work on their receptions, that's something that can really turn into their favor. Because right now, medyo tense eh. As you can see, a lot, medyo restricted yung movements and medyo hesitant, especially on the receptions.
And yeah, I mean, they cannot end low, you know. I mean, they cannot just end this first set with the very low morale inside the court.
Exactly. And right now, only been hearing few players on their side. We have Eva Bacon as well as Simbulan na medyo naglaylo. Right after some good guarding on the net para dito kay Rhea Lubit. We need to see more from their middle blockers, of course, to counter itong mga attacks na meron ng Lady Brahmans.
Exactly. Well, just like that, an ace, a very important point here for Corpus Christi.
Well, a breather para dito sa CCS. And if this ace continues, this will be a problem for the Lady Brahmans. But right now, malaki pa rin ang kalamangan, so need to be more consistent on the side of CCS.
Well, certainly. But this time, University of Batangas really having a very comfortable lead here over Corpus Christi, but not that one point dito for Corpus Christi.
That's courtesy of Di Matao. Really seeing that spot there.
A timeout here from University of Batangas. Let's listen it.
Basa natin. Basahin nyo yung form ng spiker. Bumaba yung braso eh, di spin yun. Huwag natin isipin laging hardball. Tingnan natin kung paano sila pumasok. Okay?
And that huddle was powered by Smart 5G.
Itong si Coach really wanna make sure that they can break off the momentum that CCS has right now. Of course, kasi few more points lang kinakailangan to close off this set.
Well, let's see if this may be quite an impossible or hard job dito for Corpus Christi, but it is not impossible. Meanwhile, an error dito for Corpus Christi.
I think that timeout from the Lady Brahmans did work, the strategy to break off the momentum.
Oh, yes. And of course, if you were the University of Batangas Loy, I mean, there's really no room for complacency as that set, nagawa ng paraan, ball is still alive. And you want to end the set on a very high note if you were University of Batangas. Well, this time, this will be an easy one for Corpus Christi. Let's see what will be the play here. Pumunta sa gitna. That is well defended from UB. Well, ball is still alive. This is the longest rally so far in this match, but it will be ended on that middle attack.
A good activation and involvement in the middle again, the side of the Lady Brahmans.
And that Smart Powered Up play was brought to you by Smart's Power All 99. Load now.
Again, that's courtesy of Calomos. Something that's been lacking on the side of CCS is yung aggressiveness nila eh. Even if there are attacks, medyo play safe, I would say.
But not that one.
Right on cue when we were talking about something that they need to work on immediately. Itong si Babaco delivers.
And we need to see more of that. You know, we need to see more of that power, of that firepower, I must say, here for Corpus Christi, especially going to the second set.
And not only for Babaco, of course, another player should also stood up, but Calomos won't let it happen, as right now they will close off this set
And University of Batangas doing this with so much mastery and banking, of course, on their clear advantage. Obviously, that is their middles. And now closing this first set and having a very good lead here, 25-13 in favor of UB.
Kapit mga katropa. Mga katropa, may mga biyayang darating. Ikaw, hindi ka makapili ng platform, pero mahahanap mo naman ang For You. Iba-ibang saya, iba-ibang biyaya. Ikaw, meron ding For You po.
Don't worry! Be only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi nabitin with 10 gig data plus only Facebook or TikTok and more. Load now!
With so much dominance here and so much mastery, University of Batangas winning against Corpus Christi. Set number 1, I must say here, University of Batangas, Lois is really, must have been really preparing here in this match. We've seen a lot of middle attacks, which primarily be their clear advantage here in set number 1. But I might say here that it is a game here of Fortu's mastery
Exactly.
on orchestrating the offense.
Well, we've really seen, like you mentioned, itong si Fortu really dictating the tempo, good decision making, of course, yung good connection nila. Well, on the other side, what we have for CCS, they've been playing really differently. They just have to be reminded of what they're really capable
Yes.
of. If they can also keep the quick offense going, maybe they can force the UB to chase the game. But right now, as you can see here, there have been a lot of deliveries of attacks on the side of UB as compared to CCS's 5. And also, yung mga errors were already piling up dito sa side. But right now, again, just as we were talking about the errors, CCS agad namang nakapagbigay ng free points on the side of the Lady Brahmins.
And this set is brought to you by Shakey Super Delivery. Order your favorite thin crust pizza and chicken in Mojos now. And this Lois, this is very important, especially for Corpus Christi, to start strong. I mean, you don't want to replicate what happened during the first set. Meanwhile, that rolling attack, those simple attacks, Lois, it worked. It works here for University of Batangas.
And a lot of variations here para sa UB. As you can see, they've identified that they have taller blockers. They have Rhea Lubit on the front line. So what a better way to do to counter that is, of course, yung smart moves.
Oh, yeah. Well, I couldn't agree more. And I think also more than those smart attacks, Lois, it is the errors. They really need to minimize their errors here.
I think one of the reasons kung bakit they keep on committing errors, medyo talagang uptight yung movements nila. Itong, again, playing safe on the side of CCS. We need to see more of the aggressive attacks on their side.
And we know what Corpus Christi can do. They cannot have that very good eliminations record for nothing. But I think it is really University of Batangas, Loy, really coming in prepared here in semifinals.
Exactly. And as you can see right now, a lot of transition points para dito sa Lady Brahmans on the side of CCS. They need to find ways on how to break off the momentum on the side of UB and of course slow down itong mga rallies.
Oo.
So it can be in their favor. But right now, they need to take advantage itong error na meron ng Lady Brahmans ngayon.
But yes, I mean, more than capitalizing dito sa errors ng UB, for Corpus Christi, it is already an imperative for them to create their own points.
Definitely.
Well, a violation.
Well, medyo galing pa nga sa back row itong si 4-2. So, for setters kasi kapag galing ka pa sa back row, hindi ka pwedeng tumalo on the front line.
That is a very good pointers, no? Especially for those who are watching volleyball. Well, this time, this is an opportunity here for Corpus Christi. Let's see, no blockers, delayed, but yes, successful attack there finally for Corpus Christi.
This is something that we really wanted to see on the side of CCS. Itong mga aggressive attacks. Kasi this can be an edge eh. They can activate more players to do those aggressive attacks and a good distribution of play. Then, who knows, maybe makuha nila itong set na ito.
But look at that. I mean, on that play, Lois, Simbolan left no blockers dito for Ibabacol. And I think that is something that they could actually bank on. But this time, tignan natin dito, 4-2. And Coley on that block. 2 consecutive points for Corpus Christi.
And good read there by Cole. As you can see there, she anticipated that well. Nakita niya medyo out of system na hindi maayos yung pagkapasa ng bola. It's going to take advantage.
Exactly. Well, there are a lot of certain ways to actually score a point here in volleyball if you feel that your attacking percentage is quite low. I mean, like what Coley did. I mean, bank on the blocking, strengthen, and solidify your services.
Exactly, but right now, seems like nagkaroon na naman ng error on the side of CCS. Something that they should really minimize.
Tama.
They wanted to level with how UB is performing right now.
And at this point, Lois, I mean, itong UB, they don't need the help of Corpus Christi on getting a free point because I feel that they could actually make on their own.
I'd really like to commend the efforts that 4-2 has, but we have Rhea Lubit rounding the way to guard that net. Medyo nabasa niya na itong atake from the side of UB.
Well, this is a good start. This is really a good start here for Corpus Christi. That is 5-1 run in favor for Corpus Christi.
And I love how she also covered the ball. Hindi lang basta nag-block. Again, an opportunity for CCS. As there have been a shift in the atmosphere right now. Slowly regaining itong CCS.
They make that 5-1 run dito for Corpus Christi. But of course, if you're for UB, you don't want to have the complacency. Because again, this match, both teams has a fair share of win-loss record during the eliminations.
Good save there.
Through the block point here for University of Batangas.
Again, that's great to see off for Recinto. So you can see she did put in power in that attack. But she took advantage na wala itong si Rhea Lubit on the front line.
And that attack, Lois, it came actually from a broken play. Ako personally, if I do watch volleyball, I'm really so amazed, especially of the wing spiker who can actually make the most of a broken set and turn into a point, like what Recinto did on the previous sequence.
Definitely, and because hindi nasa proper position itong mga attackers, but still managed to make adjustment. But then Escalante also present on the net. Good read there by Escalante.
One-man block. Well, Recinto. I think that is like the third or fourth service error dito. Alone here in this set for UB.
And again, you mentioned nga if medyo nagkaroon ng complacency on the side of UB, this will be a challenge for them. As ito, ngayon pa lang naginit ang CCS.
And a couple of errors here for University of Batangas. This is not something that you want to see here for University of Batangas because they're giving away much free point already for Corpus Christi.
And itong CCS slowly gaining their momentum.
And I like it. I like what I'm seeing right now here for Corpus Christi, Lois.
And that's yung Interina.
Yeah, and I think this is the first time since the first set, Lloyd, that I see Corpus Christi smiling again after scoring. And I think that is a very important aspect, especially if you're playing volleyball. A combination, well, good coverage. That is quite too close to the net. And this time, the blocking and the coverage for UB in Corpus Christi is really good.
But then Butado found a way to stop that bleeding. As you can see, hindi naman ganun kalayuan yung approach niya, but just the right wrist action for Butado.
Well, at right now, this could still be anybody's game. 4-2. Pumalik sa gitna, but that is well defended by University of Batangas. Oh, that will be outside. Last touch here for UB, puntos for Corpus Christi.
You can definitely say that CC is now slowly getting their groove back inside the court.
But right now, let's hear it from Danny Nakpil. Danny.
CCS is not just fighting for a finals berth, but to prove that they belong in this league as a team hailing from Mindanao. Team captain Lea de la Cruz said that the team has quite the critics back home. Pero imbes maging distraction, ginagamit nila ito bilang motivation to fuel their performance. At nakita nga natin na medyo nangapa sa first set ang CCS against the Brahmans. Kaya sabi ni coach kanina sa huddle, kailangan ay alisto at bantayan ang bola. And of course, they have to cut the bleeding by minimizing errors. Dahil ito na nga ang kinakatakutan ng firepower ng CCS from the Brahmans. Coach Alex said that the strategy was to always strengthen their service to break the pace of UB. And we are to see more of this for them to even the game. Back to you guys.
And they like it. You know, Corpus Christi, they are so belong here in this league, just like University of Batangas. And right now, when you feel that everything seems really pretty equal, offense, defense here for both squads, it is the team who actually want it more badly than the opposing team really has an advantage of getting that ticket into the finals.
And of course, based on that report, you can really see the representation, of course, coming from Mindanao. Somehow this could boost the morale of other supporters as well who's been watching here, especially support itong Corpus Christi. And both of these teams have different motivations. We have UB from Batangas and of course from Corpus Christi from Mindanao. And it's really an experience and good exposure for them, especially with this league.
Yes, I couldn't agree more, Lois. I mean, this is a very good exposure for the schools, and also an opportunity for us, you know, to witness. It is not every day that you see a lot of teams playing in one league from Mindanao, from Luzon, bringing their grassroots program here in the national stage. But meanwhile, the University of Batangas trying to make it close here with Corpus Christi, 12-11.
You can really see now yung lead na meron ng CCS, but they need to pull away more.
And again, well, this is I must say, the specialty of the house in the first set, the service aces of University of Batangas.
You can really see controlled services. It was really an intentional serve. And targeting itong the same zone.
Yeah. And this is the period in every set, no? I mean, especially for already halfway through and ending the set, 12 to 15, this is the perfect time for a team to pull away, to get that very advantageous na lead to your opposing team. But right now, this is a very crucial timeout. Let's listen in.
Kaya di mo maluunod to. Hindi lagi na kinahanglan kusog. Hindi kinahanglan kusog. Basta lang, mabuha kang ilang dipinsa. Okay? Simple lang ta. Dito, ang atong score ka ana-ana ra. Tagailag may nga receive. Dito masayop. Tabangi. Ikaw na nag-forward siya sa likod. Para pag ang ilang target, ang kuma ilang targeton. Okay? Tagailang maayo nga receive. Dito mo bigay. Okay, go. Receive ta. 1, 2, 3.
And that huddle was powered by Smart 5G.
Our coach was talking about how it isn't really necessary na mag-put in ng power on the attack, just the right placement
Yeah.
and just the right target. Well, he was also specifying kung sino nga yung tatargetin. I would say itong mga front line, yun yung gusto ni coach na patamaan with their attacks.
Well, the important thing right now, Lois, is that can they translate that instruction here in this set? Meanwhile, I think they did. Good job here for Corpus Christi.
That's courtesy of Simbulan. The presence of mind
Yeah.
on the net.
Here for Simbulan, I mean for the setter, she really need to trust the other players because during the first set, I feel that the offense of Corpus Christi has been quite predictable. But right now, she really needs to run the offense well here for Corpus Christi. As 4-2, that is quite far. That will be outside puntos for Corpus Christi.
Well, apart from outside, I think the referee also called for a double contact violation. I think Recinto was aiming for that corner pocket, pero medyo hindi lang din na-execute ng maayos.
Nothing so flashy, but a point is still a point, and Corpus Christi will gonna take that point.
Of course, I think also Cole took advantage kasi itong si Desago, there has been a hesitation on her side. At kahit off-speed pa yung attack, medyo nanigas siya on that area.
Well, that is a good one. Good serve. Jaws one here by Corpus Christi. An easy one. Easy point here for UB.
Very good observation na nanggaling mula dito kay Gabri now. As you can see, they were scrambling on the first line dito sa net. A good observation there to see a spot.
But right now, this is a perfect rotation for University of Batangas as 4-2 serves and meaning that is a full front line for UB. However, failed to maximize and take advantage as UB gave a free ball opportunity now for Corpus Christi. Broken play. Recinto, no. 1-2 play now for Corpus Christi. No. Recinto one more time off the block. Score here for UB.
Right now, itong si Ricino found a way na makounter itong blockings ni Rhea Lubit. And that's to take advantage. You can really see the intention on that attack, how she is able to distribute the power, of course, and also yung angle niya towards the blockers.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's see now. This will be an easy... Oh, ball didn't cross the net. Puntos for UB.
Nicole struggled on that set. I think hindi yung preferred set ni Merito kay Cole.
And here for Corpus Christi, it is quite unfortunate. I mean, look at the points na hinabol nila. We started at 4-0. And right now, there were some time na lamang pa itong Corpus Christi by 3. But right now, UB take the lead now with 1, 16-15. I think a violation called here.
He's calling for...
I think the call
there
was
some
actually against 4-2.
Well, they've been clarifying right now kung ano man yung mga naging calls inside the court.
But of course, here our first referee. Sometimes kasi it might be different, Lois, on our angle, but our first referee has a better perception, a vision here. But I think the call will stick and the point will still go to Corpus Christi.
If I'm correct, medyo overreaching ata yung naging call.
Mm. This time, Olivia on that not so good reception that will lead for an opportunity here for Corpus Christi to attack and turn into a point.
You need more of those attacks from Eva Bacol if they really wanted to pull away dito sa UB. You can see it. So much power on that na. Even kahit nakaposition na yung floor defense ng UB, it still wasn't enough.
Yeah. Well, I think Eva Bacol is a lefty, no? She's lefty, and I think she can take that as her advantage. Hitting from the opposite. That is inside. Well, good run here. A turn of event here for Corpus Christi.
And Simbulan, as you can see, deceiving tong defenders. Miscalculated on the side of UB. As I think they thought it would be outside. But as you can see, there's just so much control there na dumaan pa sa line itong bola.
Of course, and you know, this game is the closest so far, but also let's greet one of our closest production assistant here in Shakey's. Of course, we want to greet happy birthday Kuya Alvin, Aces production assistant. Grabe yung dedication nito. He celebrated his birthday yesterday and ngayon still going here in this league with so much happiness. But meanwhile here, speaking of happiness, University of Batangas again on that kill.
And you can really see the intention to kill on that attack from Botardo. Very on point.
Yeah. Fault reception, but bumawi doon. What a block here for Corpus Christi.
Again, Rhea Lubit. And a good read there on the net. Blocking Recinto. Of course, really making up for the errors that she did a while ago in terms of blocking Recinto also.
Well, a very important timeout here for UB. Let's listen in.
Nakapwesto tayo, ayaw naman natin kunin yung bola sa cover. Dapat lahat alert tayo. Paano natin makukuha yung bola? Isa papasa, walang pasa. Nangyari. Wala yung pasa. May mga kabuo ng play niyan, walang pasa eh.
Powered by Smart 5G.
You would really see how important it is to have good passes eh. Dun magsisimula lahat. That will be the foundation of every place that itong mga teams would execute. So just a reminder on the side of UB.
Well, let's see now. Well, this is a very manageable lead dito for Corpus Christi. Let's see now what will be the response dito ng University of Batangas. They dominated the first at Lois. Let's see if they can replicate what they did during the first set. That will be an easy over. Setting this up. A block here for University of Batangas works.
Immediately, Escalante found a way to respond dito sa atake. Especially they have Eva Bacol. And as for CCS, again, we've been saying this again and again that another player should also step up on their side because if we can continuously nasa Eva Bacol lang ang babantayan, magiging madali na lang para sa UB. Just like that, another service ace is added to the tally of UB.
And right now, I just cannot imagine, Lloyd, the happiness of Coach Cesar. Because after that timeout, here we are. We're tied at 19, and that's how you'd like to see your girls responding after that very important timeout. Let's see if that momentum will continue. Yes, it continues here for University of Batangas.
Exactly, and everything did work in their favor after that timeout. As you can see, nag-scramble na din yung depensa na meron itong CCS.
The Lady Brahmans is up by 1.
Well, this time, Recinto serving here for
Good serve.
UB. They're now taking the lead here by 1.
Again, it's the same spot for Eva Bacol. I think she was already able
Yeah.
to identify itong butas on the other side of the court.
And that Smart Powered Up play was brought to you by Smart's Powerall 99 Load Now. And this is what you expect, Loy. I mean, we're on the semifinals already, and you expect that each squad, would really want to get this win. And I'm really not surprised that we are tied at 20. However, here Corpus Christi will take a lead by 1.
Once again, I think it was Simbulan.
Yeah.
Oh, it was Eva
Wow.
Bacol.
Ganda ng benta doon. I mean, just everybody thought, Lloyd, that you're gonna hit that ball so hard in mid-air. Biglang
Exactly.
nag-off speed.
And you can really see how she mastered that skill, changing her approach mid-air, deceiving the defenders. And another one for Eva Bacol.
Well, obviously here, Eva Bacol is the headache dito ng University of Batangas. Well, as long as she's in the front line, mahihirapan sila if they'll not be defending her.
She really is making a statement here,
Yes.
especially in this set.
Well, a time here for UB for a response. No, denial. Reverse set. Let's see if that will work. Coverage is on point here for Corpus Christi. Make that 3 lead here.
And a good decision there from Di Matao. Just the power tip was enough.
Well, right now, another timeout dito for University of Batangas. Let's listen in.
Zoe, nakapasok lang pinalamig kita para makita mo kung saan pupunta yung bola. Pupunta ka sa likod ng blocker, tatago ka doon, may butas dito sa down the line.
That huddle was powered by Smart 5G.
I like how there's a specific emphasis on the coverage kasi coach was talking about kung gaano nakatago sa blockers itong mga cover. And as you may know, itong CCS also good on guarding the net. So something that they also need to do is to work on their coverage.
Well, here for UB, if they're able to respond successfully with 3 straight points earlier, well, let's see if they can still do that here as we're on the latter part of our set number 2.
Also take that timeout. It's also a strategy again to break off the momentum as CCS then again committed an error. But right now still with a 2-point lead over UB.
Well, that is a good serve coming from Botardo. That's too much of a power.
Itong mga errors ng
Oh,
CCS
yes.
ang nakapagpahabol ngayon dito sa University of Batangas.
And you don't want that to happen, Loy. I mean, you have the luxury of ending the set number 2 with only 2 points. Then suddenly, you gave away 2 straight points dito to UB.
Exactly. At a crucial point
Oh.
pa.
Good save. This will be an opportunity now for Corpus Christi. Ball is still alive. What a chase. That is a point here. Set point here for Corpus Christi.
And right now, we'll see if CCS can maintain the composure to close off the set. And of course, in their attempt to extend the sets.
Let's see now if they can. Good coverage. 4-2. Pupuntahan dito. Open. Yes, successful. Just one more point to tie things up at 24.
Again, the Sagon medyo naging silent on some early points in the set. Right now, I think she's one of the players na hindi masyadong in-expect ng CCS to be aggressive on the set.
Oh, but look at that. That is a good serve. However, successfully, that will be a point. No touch here from our first referee. Corpus Christi tying things up here with 1 set apiece. This match right now, our semifinals match, is becoming really very exciting here. What a run dito for Corpus Christi, 25-23.
Abot ang tita! Nice!
Don't worry, the only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi nabitin with 10 gig data plus only Facebook or TikTok and more. Load now!
Lapit mga katropa, may mga biyayang darating. Ikaw, hindi ka makapili ng platform, pero mahahanap mo naman ang For You. Iba-ibang saya, iba-ibang biyaya. Ikaw, meron ding For You po.
And Corpus Christi, what a run. Tying things up here with one set apiece, 25-23. University of Batangas started this set number 2 really strong with 4-0 run, but Corpus Christi from nowhere was able to take a lead in winning set number 2.
I think that CCS really regained control in this set. Well, there have been a lot of errors that came from the early parts of the set on the side of UB. So, itong CCS really capitalized on those errors also. We have Eva Bacol really doing wonders for her squad, really boosting the morale of her squad with those powerful and aggressive attacks. And also, she have a lot of variations na nagpahirap din dito on the side of UB.
Well, definitely, as we can see on the statistics, Lois.
So you can see really identical in terms of attacks, even on errors. I think one of the things na nakatulong ito sa CCS would be their blockings. As you can see, we have Drea Lubit on the front line, guarding the net and attacks that came from UB. Basang-basa na nila yung mga players na dapat bantayan, especially with the attackers. And also, as you can see, yung composure nila inside the court, medyo mahabol pa nga itong UB kanina, but still, the control and the finishing touches was really present on the side of CCS.
Well, certainly, well, this set is brought to you by Shakey Super Delivery. Order your favorite thin crust pizza and chicken and Mojos now. And I am really very certain, Lois, na both teams want to pick up where they left off and deliver a good performance for University of Batangas. Pick up where they left in set number 1. At for Corpus Christi naman, pick up where they left in set number 2. And let's see who will come out victorious here and have a one-set advantage. Meanwhile, UB again maximizing their strength. Another ace here.
It's as if para dito kay 4-2, it is a requirement na magkaroon
Oo.
mga service aces. And you can really see how she mastered those services. Even finding the right person to target, the libero, I would say.
Well, Cole, very simple yet efficient on that attack, Cole.
So you can see, hindi din masyadong establish yung blockers on the side of Brahmans. Medyo nahuli. Pa nga. So, Cole really took advantage of that.
And I think here in set number 3, they are already in a possession where they both adjusted. They somehow get to use with their opponent's program. So let's see, pagandahan na lang dito ng execution, Lois. But meanwhile, itong Corpus Christi giving away a free point again to University of Batangas.
I think both teams already has the confidence kasi meron na silang tigi-isang set.
Yes.
Right now, starting off again with errors para dito sa CCS. And ito yung naging problema in the first set.
Well, here, this is actually somehow like the same thing during set number 2. I mean, UB started really strong. So the question now, will UB change the result here in set number 3 as Corpus Christi score another point here?
And Eva Bacol, really aggressive in her attack. And siya yung pinaka nagiging
Oo.
challenge on the side of Lady Brahmans.
Well, she's really very consistent, Chloe. I mean, since the set number 1, Eva Bacol is
Exactly.
really producing the point here for Corpus Christi.
And also, she has minimal errors
Oo.
para dito sa kanyang kupunan. But a good read there for Di Matao.
Oo. And I think right now, I'm somehow here calling helping Eva Bacol on offense. But we need to see more because somehow mababasa ito ng University of Batangas. So they need other players to step up and share the points, share the offense here to Eva Bacol. Just on cue, Eva Bacol scoring again here for Corpus Christi.
And just the right spot for Eva Bacol. So you can see just the right timing. Even avoiding the blockers.
Oh, yeah. That is too wide. But the point is given dito sa UB.
And it's a net touch violation.
Oh, okay. And I think this is something, even on set number 1, Lloyd, this is something that I feel Corpus Christi really need to work out. I mean, they cannot just simply give away points dito sa University of Batangas.
Exactly. And kita naman nila kung gaano kalamang yung UB kanina, especially in the first set. So, they don't want that to happen again.
Certainly. But here for Corpus Christi, I think aside from Eva Bacol doing the offense, they have a very good net defense, the blockers.
Exactly.
I mean, they could also bank on that if they want to spread out the offense.
But then Escalante found a way to deceive the blockers. Smart move there
Yeah.
from Escalante.
And just like what we have talked about, Chloe, I mean, here for both squads, they can spread out the offense by letting their middle also attack. Foley on the combination. But no. University of Batangas again, that is, a point here for UB.
Again, another point from Desagon. So
Oh,
you can
yeah.
see it, not that powerful attack. But pinadaan niya lang talaga yung bola dun sa kamay ng mga blockers.
But it's a very good sign if you're a young player at when it really goes to show here that Desagon really understand the game that she plays.
And a lot of aces para dito sa kapunan ng UB.
Well, here for Corpus Christi, Loy, I don't know what they need to do because na timing nga naman na, I mean, they're on the right position and receiving that volleyball from the service ace. But what seems to be the problem? Why they cannot successfully lift that ball and give it out to the setter?
Well, para dito on the side of CCS, I think problem with reading the service Because right now, you have to work on their defense pattern. Or maybe it's because that Lady Brahmans really mastered yung pag-target ng mga spots in terms of services. But then, Eva Bacol found a way to respond with that very on-point attack.
Oh, which is a good sign. I mean, Eva Bacol really doing a lot of works here for Corpus Christi.
Eva Bacol doing a lot for the squad right now. Already contributing more than 10 points.
Oh, wow. Desagon adjusting. That is a reverse set. Di Matao. Not yet. This will be an easy one from the pipe. This will be, well, the set there from the setter didn't work. This time reverse set. Eva Bacol once again. There will be no touch. Puntos here for UB.
And medyo ilalim na din on that angle itong si Eva Baco from that attack.
Oh, yeah.
Well, not that good of a set, but nadyasan niya lang din naman talaga. Still a point goes to Yubi.
And Yubi one more time. Again, that has been their, that has been their fuel. Those services, it may not be successful of an ace, but, even distracting the service reception of
Exactly.
Corpus Christi is already a big thing. However, this will be a free ball. They just need to convert. But defense, Corpus Christi will try to convert a point once again. Di matao, but coverage here. Finally, Eva Bacol once again scoring here for Corpus Christi.
You can really see the presence of mind that Eva Bacol has. Right, I also would like to commend ang haba ng rally na yon. Good efforts from the Lady Brahmans and also CCS.
Well, it is a happy problem for University of Batangas. I mean, Eva Bacol is on the service deck. So she might be not an option for offense.
Exactly, but Escalante is now struggling to do other variations of attack.
So, yeah.
Medyo may halong gigil from aiming with that power tip.
Eva Bacol. Let's see now, 1-2 play. It will not work. De Matao. That is well defended by UB. Eva Bacol has been the target here.
And that's courtesy of again, Desagon. Isa sa slowly itong si Desagon sometimes magugulat na lang tayo. She's again present.
But right now, let's hear some quick story here coming from Dani Nakpil. Dani.
Sabi ni Coach Cesar of UB, naging sobrang excited daw ang kanyang high school team to join this league for the first time. And that excitement led to their clean record in the eliminations, with every win adding to their confidence. After securing their semi-seat kahapon, pinagpahinga daw ni Coach ang mga bata to be fully rested today dahil apparently ay balikan from Batangas to Ortigas ang team na to every game day. Coach Cesar is very proud of what the girls have accomplished, but he is not surprised dahil tiwala nga daw siya sa kakayanan ng kanyang team, and all they have to do is showcase that to advance to the finals. Jong and Lois.
Well, thank you, Dani. Well, I think everybody's excited to see a new team and now fighting to get the championship tomorrow. Well, it is not an easy job here if you were the coach, Lois, no? I mean, to bring this new batch, this new talents here in Shakey's and having such a immaculate record during the eliminations. And right now, they're playing here in the semis, just one win away to get that into the championships.
Exactly, and now from Porto doing that 1-2 play. Nobody really anticipated that move.
Oh, yeah. Well, this time it is quite pretty obvious that Corpus Christi really been helping itong University of Batangas on scoring, which is not a good sign reason dito for Coach Alex to call for a timeout. Let's listen in.
Okay, mapatay na ilang set. Ito yun, lagi na niyang jump set. Para mo sabay mo. Pagtimaan lagi ba? Pagtimaan. Ha? Okay, go. Ato na iguan. Ha? Dili pani kayo Mia. Okay? Dili lang kita mo. Bigay lang kita. Hatag lang sa receive. Okay? Hatag lang. Nagahirap man yung receive. Okay? Go, go, go. 1, 2, 3.
And that huddle was powered by Smart 5G.
Of course, it was a reminder dito nga because of attack nito ni Porto kanina with that 1-2 play. Very specific itong si Coach na bantayan, pwede namang sabayan with the blockings. And also, a reminder of the basics na magkaroon ng magandang pasa para dito sa setter to be able to execute good plays. Just like that, another error was committed on the side of CCS. Ito pa yung naging last reminder ni Coach to have good receptions, good passes. But of course, Desagon won't let that happen.
Well, that is like the biggest challenge now here for Corpus Christi Lois. Because here for University of Batangas, I feel that they've already identified the weakest link here for Corpus Christi. And obviously, that is their service reception. And there is like no ample amount of time to work that out, Lois. But I mean, they need to work that out because this is only a do or die game to enter the finals.
Still at the service line.
Right now, it seems like tong si Rhea Ruby is struggling to
Oh, yeah.
have established blocks, even committing an error.
Attacker.
And again here, the
Point
points
goes to
continues
UB.
here for UB.
And again, that's courtesy of
Substitution for
Crescito.
CCS.
We
14
have
out.
loose blocks
3 Chris
dito
entering.
para sa side ng CCS.
And I think here for University of Batangas, Lois, they just like to
16
simply
serving
bank
A.
on their strength. I mean, that is, look at that. They're putting so much muscle and load, especially on their services.
Di
Alexa Di
Matao.
Matao.
Yes.
On the
See,
spot.
that play medyo inadjustan niya.
Oo.
Even looking like a running attack.
Oh, yeah.
So you can see very good the
On
angle
check to
there.
serve, Alexa Di Matao.
And we need to see more of that, Lois. That is a good serve coming from Di Matao. 4-2. That is not over.
Attacker.
Impulse here for
Point
Corpus
goes to
Christi.
CCS.
Happy break for CCS.
Di Matao once again serving here.
10 serving 16.
And something na nawala dito on the side of CCS is yung mga plays nila. Kung
Oh, yeah.
nakagawa sila, they were able to execute itong mga combination plays.
Oh, yes.
Something that's been lacking right now.
But well, if there is some a good sign dito for CCS Lois is that luckily there's already another spark plug dito aside from Ibaba.
Attacker. Point goes
Now
to
we have
CCS.
Cole doing a lot of effort guarding that net. You can see ilang blocks yung kinailangang depensahan itong Lady Brahmins
So
from their
serving.
defense.
Alexa Di Matao.
And Di Matao continues to serve dito for Corpus Christi. If you are University of Batangas Lois, you don't want to be complacent. I mean, you've worked so hard to have that net. It is actually a 7-point lead now down to 4.
Of course, we've seen what happened during the second set.
Oh, yes.
So, complacency. Pag-present to complacency on the side of you.
12 serving 16.
Sure know na itong CCS will take advantage of it.
And right now, of course, if you're UB, I mean, you want to have a different outcome here in set number 3. But if you're Corpus Christi, you want to bank on that experience. Sa kaya naman palang habulin. It's like what we did during set number 2. But ito na, lumalaki naman yung kalabangan dito ng University of Batangas.
I think may confusions lang because again, may isa pang game on the other side of the court apart from this matchup.
Oh, yes. Well, Eder is on point here on coverage. Perfect reception there coming from University of Batangas. Eder is everywhere.
Aisha Simbulan.
Good decision there by Simbulan.
Wow.
Kasi yung ganda ng observation niya eh. That's how she was able to find the spot.
Now the
Shows that
service line.
everybody is
Aisha
compressed
Simbulan.
dun sa middle on the side of the Lady Brahmins.
But how about our liberos in today's match, Loy? I mean, look, just like that. Just like that, unfortunately, it was not
Soft touch
over.
on
But, you know,
Gabriela.
a lot of points, if you could just simply give the credit, half of the point to our liberos. You have Eder and Olivia really doing well on floor and coverage here for their squad.
Exactly. You can really see the effort there. I would say parang buwis buhay.
Oo.
But you just need more assistance from the other teams to at least mabigyan ng justice itong kanilang mga saves.
Combination play.
Then,
Lara
apart from
Recito.
that attack, I think there's also a net touch na nanggaling. Dito sa
Timeout waiting on.
And that Smart Order play was brought to you by Smart's Power on 99. Load na.
Ito ang problema ng good luck. Kasi pag doon sa center, sunod na itong center, kasi mamatay. Di ba ang spiker? Ha? Spike lagi ang tungtong nun, kaya ihatag mana. Dili ang setter. Oh, one, pag duol setter, blagan ta na ni. Kaya ang setter atong dakpon. Ang setter sa kan-liner, pag nag-setter, dili makapatay. Ang spiker lagi atong tungoron. Ha? Okay, tagaigmay lang nga receive. Wala na tayo timeout, diskarte lang. Okay, go. 1, 2, 3.
And that huddle was powered by Smart 5G.
I think the difference now na merong instruction itong si coach would be that on the previous timeout, he was talking about kung paano dapat bantayan yung setter, especially on the front line. But the difference right now is to focus on the attackers, especially that the setter is now on the back line. So a good read should work for CCS right now.
Well, this time, well, easy point again here for UB. I mean, Corpus Christi really moving so tight here in set number 3.
Well, as for on the side of UB, just the right avoiding of the blockers.
Yeah.
And Eva back on with that attack. A little help from the net.
Well, this time, this is quite a big lead already, Lois, for University of Batangas. And I'm sorry if I was that quiet for few seconds. You know, there's a really lot of my idols roaming around here inside St. Benil Gym. And I just saw Chaku's behag there.
And yung presence nila could somehow affect itong nilalaro ng mga players, especially they can see players that they look up to.
Oh, yes.
So different motivations for these girls.
And also, this is a very good, I mean, the venue that we have here right now, in Lasal Green Hills, this is not just a venue of, you know, of a match, of determining who will win or lose a match, but I think this is also a very good avenue, especially for those coaches who are scouting and eyeing for an additional roster of players in their team. So, I mean, if my target yung school, why not, diba? You give your all na. Who knows, you might be noticed.
Exactly. Again, CCS is back on struggling with their receptions.
Yeah. Because Lois, I mean, who knows? I mean, one of these girls maybe playing in collegiate ranks already, diba? Because of here playing in Shakey's Girls Volleyball Invitational. But here you go again. Almost, Lois, almost the exact scenario on what happened during the first set here. University of Batangas really showing so much mastery here contra CCS.
Now we have Sabelina back on the court. So we've seen yung contributions now while serving.
But this time dito, just 2 more points here for UB. Giving away a point, but still a comfortable lead for University of Batangas. Well, a timeout right now dito for Corpus Christi. Let's listen in.
Sa momentum natin. Pasa na maayos. Transition ng play natin. Sipagan lang natin, guys. Sipagan lang natin. Let's go.
And that huddle was powered by Smart 5G.
Oh no, yung reminders na sipagan lang inside the court. Tapos as for UB, they only need 2 more points para makuha itong set na to.
A good floater, however, it is outside for Corpus Christi. Just 1 more point now for UB to have a 1-set advantage contra CCS.
A lot of free points ang pinapabigay nitong CCS towards UB. And even at a crucial point.
Yeah. And this is something that you are not expecting dito for CCS. I mean, especially that they came from a hard-fought second set. Babakol once again, dominating on that right side.
Exactly. And if gusto mo talagang makapuntos, just have to distribute the bola.
Oh yeah.
Dito sa main gunner na si Babakol. And even delaying itong pagkuha ng set ng UB. But right now, nasa likod na siya. So
Oh, yeah.
few adjustments should be on the side of CCS.
That is a touch. I guess a touch called by our second referee.
That's a point.
Well, that simply means Lois University of Batangas now a set away for a ticket into the finals here.
Really was a net touch from the attack of Matao.
Oh yeah, but this time it is University of Batangas winning this 25-16.
Mga katropa, may mga biyayang darating. Ikaw, hindi ka makapili ng platform, pero mahahanap mo naman ang For You. Iba-ibang saya, iba-ibang biyaya. Ikaw, meron ding For You po.
Don't worry. The only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi nabitin with 10 gig data plus only Facebook or TikTok and more. Load now.
University of Batangas just one set away for making history, and winning this will give them a chance to play in the finals. As we can see, Loy, set number 3, a total duplicate of what happened during set number 1. And again, just when you expect that Corpus Christi will have all the momentum after that hard-fought set number 2, unfortunately, it is University of Batangas appearing victorious on set number 3.
Exactly. UB really riding on momentum runs and really dictated the tempo. So you can see itong CCS nga ang naghahabol. Very similar fate to what happened in the first set. Also, CCS wasn't able to maintain strong receptions. That was the total opposite of UB, who had more strong services and also good defense.
Well, definitely, and as we can see on our stats on set number 3.
And the number speaks for itself. As you can see, ito hindi naman nagkakalayo in terms of attack. But the problem was really on the reception of CCS. You can see 6 aces ang napaulanan nitong UB.
And this set is brought to you by Shakey Super Delivery. Order your favorite Filcra Spade Sign Chicken and Mojos now.
And again, easy points for the Lady Brahmans. CCS is then again struggling to identify kung ano ba yung mga scopes ng positions nila inside the court. Even have some hesitations kung sino kukuha ng bola.
And this is a good sign here. Good start, by the way, for University of Batangas, as Corpus Christi's offense and defense struggling here as we open set number 3. Good coverage coming from Corpus Christi. That will be a free ball opportunity now here for Corpus Christi defense coming from 4-2. Di Matao, no. Recinto. 4-2 on that quick. That is outside.
Yeah, really there para dito sa CCS. That's right now. Well, they're lucky. Etong CCS, because now we have to be reminded the best of 5 na nga ito. So there's a lot of opportunities right now as compared during the eliminations na best of 3 lang. So the time is now para sa CCS if they really wanted to move up into the championship match.
Certainly, but of course here for Corpus Christi, they cannot just simply rely on the errors dito ng University of Batangas. I mean, they really need, it is a must for them to also create their own points.
Exactly. And right now, again, itong si Gabri now nakabawi from the previous error that she had. And as you can see, may adjustments there, but still managed to avoid the blockers and even taking advantage nitong kamay ni Rhea Lubit.
Well, this time, Corpus Christi. Oh, that is a good cut. But well defended dito coming from University of Batangas. Again, another attack here coming from Eva Bacol. Recinto, free ball. There's a lot of exchanges here happening between this sequence. But this will be a point again to University of Batangas.
Again, Botardo being present right now, especially in terms of blockings. So
Oh,
you can see ang ganda din ng angle and hand position niya eh. Kaya pumasok itong blockings niya.
Continue to serve here with a point, UB.
Again, now you'll be starting with the service aces.
And trying to stop a bleed here. A timeout for Corpus Christi. Let's listen in.
Mula ba? Basta lagi mo taas. Ayaw hataw ka na. Kay pagbalik kita na maglisod. Ano ba kanahon mo? Ha? Okay. Nagkailang may receive. Nagkailang may receive. Ha? Saka na. Ikaw, isa na ka ba kay mong blocker? Duwa ka po. Ano yung agi ang mula? Ano yung anak? Hindi mo. Diba? Kani ang last blocker mo iga. Para mo out ang mula. Ha? Okay, go. 1, 2, 3.
And that huddle was powered by Smart 5G.
Itong lot of emphasis on control. Yung tamang pagpasa. And of course, to take advantage of the blocker's hands. It was smart moves na itong naging reminder ni Coach on the side of CCS.
Certainly. But right now, let's hear some quick great story there coming from Danny Nakpil. Danny.
Bugay Ebabacol is one of the quiet ones in her team. But oh boy, she does make her presence felt. It may not be through words, but her leadership stands out inside the court as a strong and reliable pillar. Sabi ni Bugay, isa lang ang tumatakbo sa isip niya para sa laro na ito. Simple lang, yun ay maglaro with 100% focus at parating makinig kay Coach. And we saw all throughout that this girl is stable and unfazed. Coach Alex praises this junior with her teamwork and quick instinct in the game, and that's evident with her 16 points by far. Back to you guys.
Well, thank you, Danny. Well, obviously here, Eva Bacol is playing with more than 100% leadership. Yes, nandun na. Well, 16 big points here for Eva Bacol. And right now, I must say, Eva Bacol doesn't want this to be her last game here in Shakey's.
Exactly. And you can really see the display of dominance na meron tong si Eva Bacol. Even with that adjustment,
Oh, yeah.
so you can see, I think she was just aiming na maitawid itong bola, but
Oo.
still was able to convert it into a point.
And Lois, you're right eh. I mean, the adjustments. I mean, she's an outside hitter and it is not every day, you know, as an outside hitter that you get the set that you'd like. And I think here Eva Bacol is a perfect example of a very good outside hitter, you know. Ang daming atake dito ni Eva Bacol coming from a broken play, yet
Exactly.
she's able to convert that into a point. Really so much promise here for Eva Bacol.
Definitely agree to that. But right now, again, this is a team sport, so it's not only Eva Bacol that should be stepping up on their squad.
Oh, yeah. Well, this is an opportunity, but this will be a free ball again here for University of Batangas. 4-2? No. Quick attack here. Coming from Corpus Christi. Another from Escalante, but well defended. Again, how many times? I forgot counting already, but I think this has been many times since we've mentioning and highlighting Eva Bacol on her 17 point.
Can really see the leadership that she has. Her volleyball IQ
Yeah.
is really present here right now. Variations na meron siya in terms of attacks.
But here for Corpus Christi, I mean, right now, I mean, this is the last hope